because they tell us we have democracy, but we don't have democracy. Democracy means rule by the people. The people choose you to manage their affairs. Once you get there, you become the law and gospel. You turn into a dictator. The system becomes an autocracy. Those in charge and the family, they loot the nation and leave the majority without. Not because they build anything. They don't build. They just take. They just take. It's live and let die. That's the mindset. But I'm going to play this video really quickly with Bobby Wine. And then I want to amplify this. Okay. I really would like to amplify this. There we go.
Right now, I'm wearing a bullet all the roads. Right now, I'm wearing a bulletproof and a ballistic helmet because I'm fearing for my life. You have just seen a police officer coaching his gun, and now they're blocking the journalists. Anything that happens to me now, there's a police officer called Namuoza and a police officer called Bihembo. They are ordered by Museveni's son Muhoozi and Museveni himself. I want to make this a statement. Whatever happens to me now, whatever happens to my wife now, whatever happens to anybody, I want you to know that our lives are in danger in the hands of the police and the military. I'm a presidential candidate. I'm supposed to be campaigning in this district, but they block the roads all day. The Electoral Commission knows I'm supposed to be campaigning here. The Electoral Commission chairperson is silent. Every evening, the police spokesperson goes on TV and says, I disobey traffic rules. Look what the police is doing. They are closing the roads. The roads are closed over there. The roads are closed over there. This is the Ugandan military. It is supposed to be Uganda People's Defense Forces. But they have come to make horror on us. I don't know if I'm going to be alive in the next 1 hour. But I'm telling you this, and I'm telling the people of Uganda, I want you to be aware who is responsible for my life. Uganda, all the roads right now.
So, like I said earlier, how do you call this a democracy? We saw this in Liberia not too long ago when the election that brought Koga to power as a senator. When others were ready to go run campaign, Jeremiah Kuhn would send a note ahead telling the people that he would be in that area. The people in the city or in that particular part of the county would say, oh, the people cannot come there because the vice president will be coming because of security issues. And then the people wouldn't go. We heard a lot of candidates complain about that. Those are thoroughly documented. And that's precisely what is happening. Most of you, and we're going to chronicle some things here. Most of you came to power in the 80s. He came with coup, with literally war. And most of the children that are running today, that very bad one, his family, okay, they use the people just like Taylor and the rest of them use our people, use their pain, use tribe to come to power just to end up doing the same thing that they have been doing. The Constitution that was put in place, that according to them, that were abusive to our people, the Constitution is the same one that we reference today. It's the same one that we still have. Nothing has changed. Now, I'm going to play the other one again. There are two videos. There are two videos with Bobby Wine. After that one, there's another one. Okay. There's another one that I'm going to go ahead and play. There it is. This one right here. He's literally being forced this is the price we pay. And I'm speaking to this because Cindy Martin, grew up during the time of apartheid in South Africa. In middle school and in high school, we learned about Nelson Mandela, the fight for freedom, the long walk to freedom, his incarceration, and how much they were fighting to stay alive in their own country, on their own continent. Okay? This is Bobby Wine again. I call him son, he called me, when we interacted, and I said, you are our son. He is indeed our son. Okay? This is a son of brave heart.
You block the road, I'm campaigning there. No, sir.
This is Uganda police and military. Okay, right now as it stands, the West is not concerned. They can be concerned. They're not concerned because Museveni is the puppet. Every now and then he will come out, he will say something. I have to say that he's going against the West. No, he's not. If he was, if Museveni was, he wouldn't be in power at this time. He wouldn't be. But he's not. So he's able to do that. And this brings me to Nigeria. Nigeria is calling the US. Okay. Nigeria is calling America to come and save them from Boko Haram and from harassment. But Nigeria just joined France. To fight and fight their own brothers and sisters in Benin. There's an airstrike going on in Benin as we speak. There's an airstrike going on in Benin. France and Nigeria are there. And that's the question I ask. If Nigeria is the most populated country in Africa, the largest economy in Africa, has all of the wealth. Before there was Saudi Arabia, the Western Kingdom, Nigeria had the best oil and all of that. They can't take care of their own country. They can't defend themselves. But they can go to the sister country to bomb them. And that's what they're doing right now, Nigeria. And that's where I asked the question about the AU, the African Union, the ECOWAS. What is their role in all of Africa? The other day when they thought there was a coup, what did they do? They were calling an emergency meeting. But we don't see the meeting now. When the sitting president knew that he was going to lose an election, he staged a coup. We're yet to hear from the leadership. of Africa, the African Union, the ECOWAS, the countries yet to hear. I remember when the coup took place in Burkina Faso, they were telling them they need to step down, telling Niger to surrender, to bring the president back. What's happening like in Africa is not democracy. Democracy means ruled by the people. It's the people who have the power and give it to you to manage. But they get there and they change. Now, I'm going to go to our country, Liberia. I will be posting some historical video, although they are AI generated, but that are telling the story, but the real story that took place in this country, in the United States. I want to reach out to Most Ability and Taiwan Way today for their voice. Here, Ezekiel, for their voices and for their input. That the budget that they brought on, Musa said he voted against it. The budget does not reflect the priority of the nation at this point. It does not. It does not speak to the need of our people as it should be, the struggle in the country. Okay? And another thing is, I will talk about, let me first come and say about the what do you call it? The Millennium Challenge. I want to say congratulations to the current government on the Millennium Challenge. Liberia win. My biggest problem is almost 200 years. And we create nothing. God gave us everything, but we create nothing. We run around begging. We even sold ourselves and our future, the future of our children, before we get to it. I remember 2017, Papi Boaka said, we have everything that we need. We don't need to beg anybody. We just need a leader that can manage it. And the Liberian people brought in, he's the leader that's supposed to be able to manage this. He brought up P. Bali. He's supposed to be the leader that will manage this. But we're still begging. We're running back and forth to Washington. To the point that now, and I want to take this time. Hey, Brother Emmanuel, I want to take this time. You have to call him and talk to him. He took some time off on me. It has nothing to do with me, but with the Liberian people and their attitude. Yeah, so I'll reach out to him and ask him what's going on again. He took some time off. So now we are giving up our blood that have all our DNA properties to a foreign nation. You all hear the title on that healthcare bill where America said America first. The people who brought AIDS experiment to try it on Africans. The people who took syphilis and injected it in their own people because they were black in this country and killed over, what, 60 or 600 of them. 600. The people. You know, when you live in Africa, all the Jesus can show up. But when you live in the United States like me, and you study the history, especially the history of this country, and you study the history of the world, and you study the history of the Caucasian man, you study the history of the black man, things are not what they seem. You are giving up. You are giving up your DNA. You don't know what it would be used for. You know, it's like during the campaign, right? Liberians can think they're smart. Most of them. Then they come back and start screaming. They make deals with the devil and think when time comes, they will outweigh the devil. But the devil is way ahead of them. I'm speaking to the way we elect. You know, when people used to move people around, like when people start talking, Brother Dennis, good afternoon. People start talking. They're tracking people. Oh, the other person, they're taking people ID. What the people did this time around, I think 20, I don't know how many thousand was that? 500, 5,000, 5,000. They were giving Liberian 5,000. They leave them with their voting cards. They write the numbers down when they give them the money. Most of them, by the time they got to the voting station, the numbers were already in the system. They said they already voted. They were trying to outweigh the devil. The devil was ahead of them. And come back and say the people are corrupt. You saw it. This is exactly what we're doing. My sister used to say, it's like God tell you, I prepare the table. Come sit down, let eat. You stand to the door and say, I'm eat, just put my hand in my hand. Then the moment you walk away, the food finish, you're hungry already, you won't come back for some. God said, no, you finish taking your own. That's exactly where Liberia is doing. Hey, Brother Alfred. Sarah Beslo Nyanti. All the drama that been going on with your name and all your little escapade and all of that. I was one of those women initially that were really, really rooting for you. No, they don't. There were a lot of stuff, even when you lie on the oath, when you will not address your credentials. For me personally, I have already gone and done my research. All the places that you manage, all the problem that came up. I have a truckload of stuff, but for those people who have worked in various fields, with diverse background, like for me, from telecommunication to electronics to business finance to education, okay? You know, from Liberian history, people say Torba was a lawyer. He was an apprentice. Okay? Yes, people can learn on the job. I believe that. The only thing I believe is you didn't have to tell a story, but here is where my contention comes in. You people are running around and signing up, okay? Because Liberia is so small. Because most Liberians, especially during my normal day, people 15, 16, 17, the trouble that they call GOPA, where I call molestation. If you brought a DNA machine to Liberia, you will find out majority of us are related. Yes. Majority of us are related. So when you take one blood, you're not only taking our individual blood, you are taking all the family line DNA and you are exposing it. We don't know what they're going to do with it. We don't know if they're going to clone us. We don't know if they want to look at our DNA or our genetics to create, okay, some sort of we don't know that they study us because you are here Bill Gates talking all day long. They need to control the population. Okay, you have to remember now, here in the United States, these people sterilize Black women so they can't have children. They did that to the Oriental people here. Not too long ago, yesterday, y'all go in California. They injected Black women, so they sterilized them without their consent. They didn't know about that. Now you're going to give them your blood, that your DNA, everything else is in there. And they're going to go play with it. Do you know most of the practices that were done medically in this country were done on Black people illegally without their consent? So Syrian section were practiced on Black women. No painkiller, believing that Black people can withstand more pain. I don't know if we're human being, we're not human being. Hey, Edward, you are, I'm trying to understand this. I see we're running up and down with this thing. We're getting more MSs. The MSs that we're getting does not help Liberia. I just saw a video of Liberians stuck in Senegal, sleeping on the sidewalk. They went to the embassy, okay? So you know what nation have embassies? It's not just a relationship to be the ears and eyes, to give them an advantage. That's what they are. As big as America is, her embassies are strategic. Okay? They're strategic. I remember my aunt was in Ghana. She's a U.S. citizen. Her daughter is. Years back. In the early 2000s, the late 90s. And there was a problem. She joined somebody to do business. She had a boyfriend there. They put business together. And when time came after she got in building house, building the business, the guy sent people there one day, and I don't know, they were how you call it, threatening her. They said when they come back, if she stayed there, they will kill she and her daughter. She packed her stuff, went to the U.S. embassy. Guess what? The American embassy took record from her, kept her in the embassy, bought her ticket, sent her back to the U.S., and she made arrangement to pay back when she got here. Your embassy is your home away from home. If Liberians are stalled in other people's country, just like years back, we've done it a couple of times. Liberians in Morocco, in schools, were sleeping in the street. They were evicted because they could not pay the school fees, their dorm. And they were sleeping in front of the Liberian embassy in Morocco. We start right on this platform today that everybody are going from and raise money to support those children. Somebody say they want to go back to Liberia. The same way it happened in China. That one that were here, that were what is many, Mr. So, all are working together, raise money to help the student out. Exactly. So my question right now is, and I wanted to play that video where my stuff not coming on. I wanted to play that video because I have it here. All right. Where the woman is begging the Liberian government. The Liberian government, they went to the embassy, they've been going to the embassy. Okay. We are creating more embassies. What is the use for the embassy for the everyday Liberian or for us? Why do we need all of these embassies? For me, it's not. It's not. How many American lawmakers you see flying to other people's country? How many? This is Bobby one. I'm trying to find this stuff. I just had it. Let me see if I got it here. No, that's not it. I'm trying to find it. Okay. But I was speaking to taking our blood The first thing is last month, they were banjoing our ID to Lebanese people. They were taking our poo and all our sanitation to give it to a fraudulent Ghanaian company that Ghana herself had rejected. Okay? So the price we pay, this is the price we pay for electing the people that we elect. This is the price we pay for us not trying to work hard, but taking shortcut. Because to talk to everybody, to work harder, is a problem. Okay, I saw this right here today, and I will go ahead and play it too. The young man that was murdered. Oh, I wanted to play this right here. I think I started the conversation in middle school, where South Africa were going through a struggle for independence. And schools, we were agitating for freedom. I remember Nelson Mandela name being the front and center of everything. Okay. And Liberian students were involved. We learned these things because we were in school. We gathered together. There were no social media. Today, I see a different thing. I'm going to play this, and this is a message to Gregory Coleman. And I keep saying that. I warned him this morning. Okay. Here we go. Listen to this woman.
Rotting. And me, rotting is decaying with more over. And the man is saying the truth. The Obama saying that he cannot change that body to anything else. You can only have a closed funeral service. So I'm only asking the police director. As of tomorrow, he said he would bury this man. Then he called the family and asked them where they choose to bury him, and let's do it as soon as possible. Instead of us keeping Marvin body for another 2-3 weeks. Marvin is completely rotting. The man rubbed his hair on the man's head, the hair falling off. We've been peaceful, we're not politicizing anything, but let that justice be done to us as family who have already taken the better pills from the beginning. Then Mr. RGA is supposed to buy casket. When the people bring the casket, the family will tell him where they want to bury their son. Let them go there and see whether that tomb or that board they will go there. When they finish, you have a funeral service, we'll have a memorial service, but we have to bury Rafi Moluba as soon as possible. The body is rotting. I mean, rotting.
West Side is this man were having crisis, mental crisis. A lot of us Liberian, even with counseling, we still have crisis. Majority of us who endured the war, who left, hey, Brother Chapa, hey, Sis Grace, okay, surviving in other people's country. And the level of stress that some of us are under right now because of the way the country stands and where we've been, PTSD. He had a mental breakdown, and I don't think the Liberian police are trained. I talked about this earlier. Gregory Coleman, in the world over, Gregory Coleman will not have his job. I watched Gregory Coleman the last 2 years, 2.5 years. when the lady was beaten and raped broad daylight at the red light, where boys beat her, they mistook her for somebody else. She stayed in Ghana. To Pepper put it in her twat. Broad daylight. Quick woman say you can recognize the faces. We saw 72nd, a young man beaten where they went live. Hair busted. They say he was trying to snatch packable. The people then who giving a set $2,000 gas slip, who looting, make laws to loot the nation. They get husband, they get husgirl. You know, today I was watching the Nigerian parliament where they were taking away security from the lawmakers, and they were having a fit. Our borders does not have security, but our lawmakers have drivers. They have security. They got cook. They got husband, gate opener. They get free gas for generator. They increase taxes on us, but they don't pay taxes because they don't buy gas. We buy the food. We buy everything. They travel our will and we pay for it. This is the price we pay. We choose those that we choose. We know them, and that what y'all can say. You rather deal with the devil you know. And I keep saying to the Liberian people, if you know the devil will take you to hell, how about you try the stranger you don't know? At least you will have an excuse and say, I didn't know, you're innocent. But you know that devil will take you to hell. I was in Liberia. I've been in Liberia for the last 2 elections. I have. Yeah, I have. I'm trying to find this video with a Liberian woman and her child or her children. Yeah, this is it. In the street. I will play. Again, like I told you, I have a headache tonight. So I'm really not going to be long. Okay. And to defend Melvin, I heard the sister or the mother saying, we're not trying to politicize. I don't know what kind of word is that in the mouth of the Liberian people. Let me say to you, politics trump all. Everything is politics, whether you want to deal with it or not. Okay? Bouaka has power because he's a politician, he's the president, you're giving him power. Gregory Coleman is driving you all around because the person you give the power to appointed him, that's politics. The reason more organizations or businesses don't come to country, the first assessment that they do in international business is your political environment. Because your political environment detects or what I would say, dictates your ability to be at peace or stability, or it determines transparency. It determines, okay, where you're going to go. I had an interview yesterday. I think I'm going to play that interview. Okay, but let me play this really quickly. Let me play this really quickly and see. I have some bad headache for some reason. Oh my God. All right, these are Liberians. I want you to.
Our couple lives just a short distance were deported.
These are Liberians.
This is the reality for more than 30 Liberians currently stranded in Senegal. Their stories differ. Some were deported for having improper travel documents, while others migrated, hoping to adapt to life in Senegal. Our couple lives just a short distance from the Liberian embassy in Dakar.
For the 2013, they sent in Liberia. We went there to that place. They said we come to our embassy.
Okay.
Then
in search of a better life, but upon arriving in Mauritania, her boyfriend abandoned the family, leading to their eventual deportation.
People there from Mauritania was sent to Key. Then on our own program, before our program register, we do the interview. We about 42, already 42, they 13. They sent in Liberia. We went there to that place. They said we come to our embassy. We went to the ambassador, talk to him to tell the people that he sent our home. The ambassador talk. No way. They wanted our last before we can call. He said our and said they were not able to carry your home.
For Joe Taylor, the situation is similar. He says he was denied passage through traveling through Mauritania because he held improper documentation.
He went to the people and asked them for help. They wanted to tell you now they were coming to carry the women and the children. Yeah. But since then, he left. We are not seeing him, and when we get to the embassy, the people do say they can make anything without the ambassador. Yeah. So right now, we are waiting for the ambassador to require information from him.
How are you?
I'm 20 years.
Are you in school?
Right now?
Yeah, right
No, I'm not in school yet.
But which school you're attending in Liberia?
I attend Solera.
Do you miss Liberia as a young man coming up?
I miss Liberia because in Magonje, the free opportunity I have in Magonje, I don't get it outside.
We later traveled to the coastal community of Yof Tongo, where Amelia and Cynthia live with their children. Their case is different from ours.
My husband myself working, we don't have money, so we used to sleep on the bridge with the children. Until when the studying, they call them character. You are able to help us, people us. For 2 months, they must say, I want more, we get 3 months, but the course said, you can't accept it.
My friend decided to come here to sisters, we got work. They get work. He said, it's not that work there. Yeah, follow the children. The children, the friends that brought me, she said, if it's for you. You started the person, she came to her play man and she left. So that will hold me. She wasn't that will hold me. I'm going to stop here. These are all different Liberian stories. Okay. Again, that's why we must do things differently for Liberia to change. Our decision process have to be, this is the price we pay. Okay. We say that right and we blame on it, the people that we elect. The strength of the nation depends on the integrity of the home. We know them. I remember when in John Flomo, District 13, when they were voting for him, they said they knew he was a drug dealer. But you can help them. So because you can help them, they elected him. I'm kind of glad they elected him. They didn't elect Corina Kura because she was not going to be any different. We see now what she's doing. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to say anything anymore. All right. We see the current government. All right. But let me say to y'all, Liberians, you need to be concerned. We need to have a referendum. We need 10,000 signatures to petition our lawmakers to put in the election are coming to reduce the term of the senators, of the House of Representatives, and the presidential term. We need a referendum. We need a referendum to set a block on the salary or the total compensation of lawmakers, that it should never exceed certain percentage of the budget or the recurring expenditure should never exceed certain percentage of the budget. It is our responsibility as citizens, and that's what we need to do. Yes. We all need to do that. We've done this before. We in Manual Service have done this before. We have gone ahead. We collected over 300,000 signatures. We can collect, okay, we can collect 10,000 signatures. Thank you, Japa. All right, thank you. So that would be what we're going to quest for. There need to be a ceiling for lawmaker salary. There should be a ceiling for president salary. No president, and this is not for a particular president. It's moving forward, okay? And the tenure of the presidency, because even with the because the lawmakers, when they came after the war, because they say after war, they created more seats, okay? And they did an amendment. That amendment, the Liberian people, they have no say so in it. They said because we're coming from war, they wanted peace. The mayor of the cities used to be elected. The lawmakers used to do the same way as president, 50% plus one. We need 4 referendum in this coming election. Okay, that even that we can't do tit-a-toe anymore with lawmakers. If we are able to go second round for the presidential election, it will reduce. So let's say, for instance, you got 500 people running in a district to be represented. Okay, if nobody gets 50% plus one, the 2 with the highest number will go to rerun, just like we do with the presidential election. So that's what we need. We need 4 referendum, and that's what we need to put in. So we need to take signature, and we need to start now. January, that's my quest. We will gather. It does not matter where we are, okay? And we will collect those signatures. Thank you, Ezekiel. So that's one thing. I will be in Washington in the coming months, and then we'll take that from there. Now I'm going to play this video of Thai One Way, and I will call it. Actually, my time here is over. Folks, it's 1 hour. I'm not going to go beyond the 1 hour, but let me leave you with this. You'll make a post. Here it says, telling the Liberian government that you want to see all of the information they're collecting, how your blood sample will be managed. You are allowing, this is like, you know, when the imperialists first came to Africa, they came as traders. They didn't come telling you they were going to come and take your children. 6 years too long. No, 6 years too long. Six years for the presidency is too long. Or the most that we have in the regions around Africa is 5. I think 4 years is good. 6 years too long. Okay, 6 years is it's a long time. So if that president goes 2 terms and you have a child that's 4 years old, okay, that's the child at 5 years of school age, and you don't have joy, you can't do nothing, you can't create nothing. By the time the 5 year, 12 year, that child maybe not have child, their whole life is gone. 4 years will force them to do some work. You know the reason why the lawmaker in the United States, especially representative, why they work the way they work? Because the moment the first year is the time that they have to work, the second year election is coming, they got to produce. 4 years is good, not 6. 6 years too long. Okay, I watch even this country that I'm in, that all of us are in. Every president has a mark. Every president. I've seen Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Donald Trump, what do you call it, Biden, 6, and the 7th president. Liberia only had 2. The 3rd president is in. You know, all of these presidents left their mark. Bill Clinton opened the North American Trade Agreement, left surplus in the bank, created job, created middle class, transition from the what do you call it, the analog age to digital age. George Bush King, yeah, he left with negatives, brought war, but the country was still going. By the time he left, we were at almost 9% unemployment. Things were bad. Obama came, infused the economy, created jobs, digital jobs, and we've been going. Everybody left their mark. No child left behind. Putting different protection for their people. Every day we wake up, that was still in Africa, all you ever hear, I mean, all over the place. The recurring thing is the same. Corruption, corruption, corruption. God, I want people begging everywhere. The Constitution dictates Article 6, compulsory education. Well, where Liberia has gone, I don't think any president will come and say there will not be re-election. Listen, the genie is out of the bottle. All right? Although we see America having, but still, America has enough observer that will absorb all these shocks. And right after this they will reset. America, you know, one of my favorite quotes at all times that I always say is, King, the greatest of America last night in her enlightenment, but ability to prepare herself. And the world we've created is the object of our thinking. They will not change until we change the way we think. But I wanted to play this video with these Ghanaian young people. That's how I remember how Liberia used to be. When we were in school, in middle school, in high school, okay? This is the way we stood up. We stood up during the apartheid. Okay? We did. We stood up during the apartheid. We sang the song. Maybe we didn't even understand what we were singing to, but we sang those songs. Where is this? Where is this stuff with the Ghanaian? Okay. I remember Ghana. Ghana was the one who brought Traoré, although Burkina Faso were talking, but Ghana was the one that actually put Traoré out here, quite frankly. When those people were planning to go to Traoré down, the first people, Ghana Blacker, that young dark-skinned man, and I will find his video, I will post it. And we all pick it up. The Nigerian Blackers pick it up. The American Blackers pick it up because everybody connects. That's how we were able to galvanize. Okay? Ghanaians are awake, they are alert. Yes, awake and alert. You will have few people that will come on Facebook and talking, this person must go, that person must go. Okay, but other people have come and counter. You're telling other African people to go. We're saying we want to unite to make Africa stronger. How come you're telling African people to go? All right, so you're giving 1 second here. This is Ghana. These are Ghanaians. You need to come be my co-host, King. Listen to this.
That kills their own people does not deserve to lead. We expect the African Union to speak up, to condemn the violence and human rights violations in this dastardly proportions as we have seen.
We in Ghana here are witness to whatever is happening, and we continue to speak out. The violations that is happening in Tanzania must be investigated independently. And as we speak for the people of Tanzania, we also speak for the people of Uganda. If you are given authority to read in Africa, it is an authority to protect rights and not to violate them.
Thank you. You see that? I will put that on my page. If you must kill your own people to stay in leadership, you are not worth leading. You are not a leader. You are a dictator. You are an animal. And you know what? That's not the first time a woman would do that in Africa. Okay. John McAfoley, the people were sinking for him. If you came and you could not hold the crowd and they beat you, that's fine. Even if you cheat, you don't have to kill the people to put fear in them. This is not the days or the era of Caligula. This is not the era of Machiavelli. It is not. Okay? That's why we must choose differently, Liberians. Say, Eleanor, welcome. I'm going to close. All right? I told you today I left work with headache. We must choose differently. We must ask our leaders. Folks, the devil you know has taken you to hell, left your nation behind, turn you into a beggar, turn your children into prostitute and druggie and weedhead, sleeping in swamp, and you still say that my tribe, that my political party. That's not what's going to change Liberia. That's not what will change Africa. So we must think. Taking $20 to vote will not change Liberia. T-shirt, because somebody didn't get you T-shirt, but you know they're the best person, but you will not vote for them. You know they can do better for the future, but you know why? You don't want to vote for them because they're not coming sit on the floor to eat with you. Listen, the man who changed their country and created the most middle class, FDR, he came from poor family. He came from the uply up. His only connection to pain was because he had polio. He was sitting in a wheelchair. When you hear about the Great Depression in America, where Americans were sleeping in cardboard under bridges, where they were standing in line in soup kitchen, where men were going to steal in people's store, the man who changed this country. Yes. He went to private school, boys' dorm, uply up family. His cousin had been a president before, but he led differently. He created the shelter that America has today that you call Social Security. He demanded that companies share benefit for people that work for them. So we must choose differently. What Museveni is doing in Uganda, that exactly what Jeremiah Kun was doing during the last election in the Makante. People could not go wrong campaign. You hear Koga say women are not allowed to lead Nimakante. The same people to boo, to beat, to abuse, to intimidate. We have gotten the dictators. We are getting the womanizer. We are getting the child abuser who will rape people, little children, and go put them on mission. And call it our culture. It's not our culture to inflict pain. It is not our culture. Where I come from, as I remember it, my great-grandfather, my grandfather that I remember, I don't remember my great-grandfather. In our town, where we come from, our town, when an individual take their last breath, because you must be, if you take your last breath in the evening, the sun has always gone down. That way you hear the sun, don't let the sun go down on you. When the sun has gone down, the next day at sunrise, before the full sun, they have to bury you. If you die in the morning, They will bury you before the sunset. They will walk around, the town crier will go around and ask if you owe anybody. And if you owe somebody, that was dignity, that was decency, that was your name, that was your character. Your family have to settle that debt so you can go and reach to your ancestors. Stealing, that's not our culture. And where I come from, the women, parents have to give them, or the dowry have to be paid before they can sleep with a man and have children by them. So that's not our culture for prostitution. That's not our culture to be raping women. If you went a woman was going to the water side and you force her, you will be forced to marry her, which is another set of abuse. But that's not our culture. And that happens, you as a man, you and your family name will be spoiled. They will call that family meaning you're rapist. That's what it means in Manu. That name will go with your family forever. So that was not our culture. To steal is not our culture. To cheat was not our culture. There's something called your man of your word. That's how we live. Folks, I will play a video tomorrow. I've talked too long, so I'm going to call it a night. I would really like to stay within an hour. So this is the price we pay. The price we pay with the decision that we make. The price we pay without wanting to work hard, not wanting to understand who we are voting for, although we know them. That's the price we paid when we ourselves are not thinking about our children in the future. Now they're going to sell your DNA. When they take your blood, you block out your DNA. Okay? Your blood got plasma. Your blood has different pathogen. Okay? It can trace. So once they collect that one DNA, even at just one family member, okay, that one family member, it will trace all the way to the rest of your family. Why would you want to do that? For 124 million, you sell. Do you know what they're going to do with that? What research you're going to use? Do you know if they want to get that, the next thing they're coming to you and telling you they got vaccine for you? Bill Gates have been running around saying he want to control the population. That particular America First help. Did you hear the name America First? They ain't say Africa First. America First. The people putting themselves first. When you will put yourself first. The country where the president calling you garbage. What's wrong with us? What kind of leader we keep picking? What? Kenya people are right now are taking that to court. They don't want it in their country. Bill Gates went to Kenya to put young girls on vaccination so they can have children for 8 years. So if you're already in your 28 year, you will be in your 30s. Maybe that you menopause, you will not be able to have children. That's population control. When did Bill Gates care for you so much? The last time Bill Gates was investing in Liberia, we had Ebola. Let me say good night to all of you. All of you. That's the price we pay. But if we are courageous also, we pay a price. You see, Babylon, if we are cowards, we will also pay this price that we're paying now as a nation. Stagnating, begging. Although our president said, he will not be a begging president, will not be a traveling president. We got everything that we need. We're too donor dependent. Now we're dancing for $500 million. How is that going to impact our people? Congratulations. Good night. We'll talk later, everyone. Good night. We got to think differently. We got to do things differently. And that's what we need to do. That's how we're going to change Liberia.